G'day, I'm Andrew from Berrima Diesel. I'll try and film this one-handed. The boys are all busy in the workshop at the moment, but I'm just putting on one of our Delphi glass bowl adapters on a hand primer head on an old school 75 series 1HZ. So any of the 1Hs, the 1HDT, the 1HDFT, the 1HZ, some of the older Hiluxes, we could all use this adapter system on there. And the reason being, of course, was that beautiful clear bowl. Not only that, a lot of the genuine filters when they were new were pretty expensive as well, and this has just got an aftermarket filter on there, which is probably what everybody's using nowadays. But when they were new and they were still under warranty, again, that was a point where people wanted sort of still good filtration, but yeah, didn't have a bowl and those sorts of things they're used to with old diesels. So out came the adapter. Now I just want to run through it, because what happens is when you get rid of the original style filter, you actually lose, of course, the water sensor. And some people get worried with that and go, oh, you know, I won't have that ability anymore. But as you can see, that little float just moved then. It's in the bottom of the filter. And all the years we've been changing filters, whenever we've emptied out a filter, and this had some clean fuel in it, but we've emptied them out and they've been dirty, you end up with algae and all sorts of gunk coming out the bottom, and it's sitting on the float. And of course, when it's sitting on the float won't come up. So the idea of the glass bowl and the laws of averages for us in all these years of doing this has been, if you can see things building up, you can do something about it. If you're waiting for a float or a light to come on, yes, it may come on, but usually it won't come on, because all the filters we've changed full of gunk have never had a light on the dash, and the floats, of course, been held down with gunk. Nowadays they have water sensitive sensors, because they've realised that was a flawed system, so now they can actually sense water, but it's still got to be touching the actual sensor. But they don't have a float anymore in any of the new diesels. So we'll get this adapter, it'll spin up onto that top there, and it'll virtually look like that when we're done. And of course all you're doing is changing the cartridge. And when it comes to the cartridge, people go, oh gee, that's so much bigger and this is so much smaller, it's only a little cartridge. Well, let's set them side by side. This is a pretty good copy of a genuine one, so we can use it as a baseline. Lips are up the same, and if we have a look at this little crease in here and we look inside, the filter is, get a bit of light on it, way up inside there. So actually, in fact, that big filter has the same amount of filter as the Delphi in there. So it's an original size as well. It's actually only that big. The bottom is there, of course, for the sensor, and because it sticks into the bottom and all that stuff. So your filter is not as big as it looks. The filter is only that big. There's your little crimp. So you're certainly replacing something that is OE, because Delphi, or the good old Cav for the way back, spin it around, we'll probably find the Lucas sign on there, or the part numbers anyway for them. And Delphi, of course, have bought all those companies many years ago. So we love the glass bowl adapter. It's a great add-on to be putting onto any of your old school diesels. Far outweighs waiting for a light to come on, because you can see what's going on with your diesel. Now don't forget, with any diesel, when you start up that motor, you're recirculating lots of fuel back to the tank for cooling. So in 30 seconds, that fuel you've just bought will be sitting in that bowl, and you can either turn the motor off if you see water and gunk coming in and go and strangle the attendant in the servo, or do whatever pleases you. But at the end of the day, that fresh fuel you bought, if you just lifted the bonnet and left the motor running, for about 30 seconds will be in that glass bowl. So another benefit of the glass bowl is, when you bought fuel just at the garage, you can also see what it looks like. And particularly if you're out back and you're worried, you can see what that fuel's like you just bought. So there's a bit of a 101 on the glass bowl adapter. You can find out more about these at berrimadiesel.com on our e-shop. We'll keep watching our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. Or again, look us up at berrimadiesel.com to find out more about looking after your diesel.